everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do a Halloween makeup tutorial today, and it's going to be a skull face. I'm not really sure exactly how it's going to turn out right now. I already tried it once this morning, and I tried to do it outside because it's beautiful out, and I messed it up and had to start over. So this is shot number 2. So if you are looking at this and trying to recreate it, don't be discouraged if you do mess it up or if it's a little bit difficult for you at first. It just takes practice, and let's pray that it works out right now, because if I don't get it right this time, I'm not doing it again today. I'm honestly just going to change things up, and I'm going to go ahead and use some really light foundation and have that be the base for the skull. So it's not going to be a stark white skull, but I will be able to do accents of white, which will bring out the bone, and hopefully it'll look okay. So let's get started. For the base, I'm going to use this L'Oreal True Match Soft Ivory N1, and I'm going to mix that with some any Halloween cream white makeup. So by mixing the two and putting them on with a normal foundation brush, it's going to make a nice smooth base. So there you go. So next I'm going to go in with some Maybelline Eye Studio Black Gel Eyeliner, and I'll tell you why we're using that in a second, and a small smudge brush, and I'm going to start the outline of the jawbone. So we're going to just start from the hollow of the cheek, and we're going to make an upside down mushroom shape. Kind of hard to describe it, so if you just look at how I'm doing this and look at the shape that comes out, you can start this however it makes sense to you to make an upside down mushroom. So we're going to do the exact same shape on the bottom. It's just going to be a mirror image. So when you go back in, make sure that you connect the two jawbones so that they share that middle line, because that makes it so it looks like they actually connect and are a joint. It helps too to think of what your jawbone would look like, so you know that you're going to have to outline and make a bone for your actual jawline itself. So if that helps make the actual shape for the joint, then think about that as well. Now we're going to start on some detail work. So what you're going to do is basically outline parts of what you've already drawn. So I like to do just the top curve of the first mushroom there, and then the bottom base part. So this is going to just bring out some, it's going to highlight and it's going to contour some of the bone so it looks more like a bone. So you're going to do that on both the top mushroom and the bottom mushroom. You don't want to put too much on because we're going to smudge this all out. We don't want the lines to be very visible. We want them to actually be easily blended. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking a relatively clean brush and I'm going to smudge out those lines. I'm making it darker towards the center and then lighter as I go up to really bring out the contour of the bone. Once you get the initial thickness of the eyeliner kind of smudged out, go ahead and take a clean crease brush of any kind and just start blending those lines out. If you use a clean brush and do it this way, it'll make the blending process a little bit more smooth and a little more realistic. So I'm just going to fill in the back of the jawbone right now and make it so that you can start seeing the shape come along. I'm using black eyeliner, but go ahead and use some black face paint if you want to make it a little easier to take off in the future. So before I finish off where the jawline is going to meet the teeth, I want to make the outline of the teeth so I have a bit of a guide. So I'm just starting from the corner of the mouth and I'm going towards the middle part of the jawbone, and I'm going to draw some teeth on. All you got to do is make very light strokes and as many teeth as you like. And using the teeth as a guide, you're just going to connect your initial jawbone line about halfway into the teeth that you make. We're going to start the teeth detail here in a second, but I kind of like having an idea as to how far the jawbone blackness area is going to be. So what I'm doing now is just smudging out those initial lines that I had. So I'm not using any additional product. I'm taking a clean pointed brush and I'm just buffing out those initial lines. This is why it's good to use the gel eyeliner, because it smudges really easily. So you're just going to smudge, and feel free to make them as long as you like. And the next step to really make the shape of the teeth, I'm going to go into each of those cross sections and I'm going to make them rounded out. So just picture what normal teeth would look like and just make it so that each tooth is rounded. So now we're going to start on more definition for the root of the tooth. So what you're going to do is just drag any extra product towards the back of your ear in an angle. And we're going to do the same thing to the top. So you're going to take one side, which is the right side if you're looking right now, draw an angle for the right side towards the back of your ear and a straight line on the other side. So this will make the appearance of kind of a jagged root. I like to just use my finger and smudge out the bottom of the jawline for now, and we'll do the rest later. So I'm going to finish up the rest of the blank space for the jawbone. So what I'm going to do is just bring in the top of the jaw, the top of the cheekbone. I'm going to start connecting that to the teeth. So what you're going to do is just make a little bit more of a straight line down into about halfway as to the teeth that you made, and you're going to fill that blank or fill that empty space in with the black eyeliner. You're just going to smudge it all in together, making sure to keep the shape of the teeth. So you're going to do that to the top and to the bottom. And here's where the fluffy brush comes in. It makes it a little bit easier to blend everything out. So I'm just taking that fluffy brush and buffing out all the blackness. All right, so I did both sides. I did the other side off camera, and you can see that it's really starting to come together now. So, okay. I'm gonna start in now on making those teeth even more blended in. So what I'm taking is just a fluffy crease brush. I don't have any product on this other than whatever has been left on there from before, and I'm just going to buff out the lines and buff out the empty space from the back of the jawline into the teeth, just to make it look even more seamless and smooth and put together. So feel free to add a little bit more black if you need to add some more smudging material, but keep in mind that we want to keep the shape of the teeth. So I want to bring out some of the high points of the cheekbone. So what I'm going to do is use my very bright white concealer from when I'm very pale in the wintertime, and I'm going to add this to the top of the cheekbone. So this is going to help bring out the top of the cheek and make it so the bone looks a little bit sharper. So I'm going to do that and just kind of smudge that in with my finger and let it dry a little bit. So in the meantime, I'm going to go in on my nose. So what you're going to do is just make two lines, one a little bit shorter than the other, connect them in the middle with a V and fill it in, and bring it as wide out as you want, or you can keep it nice and narrow if you like that look of the nose. I just brought mine out pretty wide to the edge of my nostril, but you can really make the shape of your nose any way you like. Now on to the eyes. So keep in mind, I'm still using only one product. I'm only using the Maybelline gel eyeliner. So this stuff really is convenient that you have such little products that you need to be using. But I'm just taking a small brush and I'm making the outline of the eyes. I wanted a little bit more of a sinister look for my eye, so I'm making the black line above my eyebrow, bringing it to a point. And that way it'll just make it look a little bit more of an angry eye. And then at the bottom, at the tear duct, you're gonna wanna bring it down the length of your nose and then at a sharp angle right up to your tear duct and the bottom lash line to make it look a little bit more evil. So you can see now with two eyes and with the eyebrow portion brought up to a point, it makes it look a little bit more sinister, which is what I was going for. So now one of the last steps is just to do a little bit of detail work for the skull. So I'm drawing a very light line, the same eyeliner, up the top of my cheekbone towards the back of my temple. So I'm going to do that on both sides, and I'm going to smudge it out again with a smudge brush. In my opinion, it looks a lot more like a sharp edge of the bone if you don't make it look like there's an actual sharp line. So if you can smudge out that initial black eyeliner line as much as possible, it will make the point of the bone look a lot more realistic. And I'm just going to add some definition under my eye and down my nose as well. The forehead is one of my favorite parts. I think it really brings the whole skull look together. So what you're going to do is follow the line of your black eye and bring it up in a circle towards your hairline. So you're going to do the exact same thing on both sides. And what do you think is next but smudging that baby out? So smudge, 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 and blend it all out so you can't really see that line very well at all. And that's going to make it look really defined, like your skull forehead bone is really popping out. And for some final touches, I'm just gonna smudge out the eyes, any more of the lines that I have. I'm gonna add some black eyeshadow to the eyelid, just because the eyeliner and the black eye makeup just kind of smudges when you have your eyes creased all the time. So I'm gonna set that with some black eyeshadow and we'll be almost done. Finally, because my eyelashes look bright white, we're gonna add just a little bit of mascara. Any mascara will do, nothing special. And that is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed, everybody. I hope it didn't seem too hard for you to recreate. It really is pretty easy once you get the hang of it and the shapes of everything. So thank you so much for watching. Have a happy Halloween.